market, people used to pay
Please
people
continue.
used to pay in dollars and dirhams, and this is how the Dubai market and Middle East market was addressed. Now coming to the other market, we had distributions and manufacturing of a smaller product by the name GV. So these
Okay.
are smaller devices which consist of feature phones. This consists of entry-level devices, or maybe smartphones of costing close to $50, or maybe 3,000 rupees, 2,500 rupees. So Africa was that market where you have to sell a lot of entry-level devices. And it's Nigeria used to be like India. Consumption was humongous, humongous. Jitna you can manufacture, that country you can absorb it, because it used to be the commercial capital of West Africa.
Okay.
Ghana, Ivory Coast, and a lot of small countries used to procure material from Nigeria. So
Okay.
Nigeria, large mass market. Eventually, when I entered Nigeria, I used to go for a couple of days to Nigeria, a couple of weeks in fact. And
Okay.
Lagos used to be the commercial capital, like Mumbai to Delhi, Mumbai to India used to be Lagos to Nigeria. So it was a commercial capital, a very rough city, rough, a dangerous city also. You need to be very, very careful there. So we started selling consumer durable products also, like home appliances, kitchen appliances, small kitchen appliances like irons, pans, juicer, mixer, grinders, and that took this company to a next level. So we exited the telecom business there and moved into consumer durables, which gave us a lot of good profits. To the EBITDA was to the tune of 20 to 28% paid in dollars. So that was the changing point for the company where I was working in. So the company
do you remember how we actually went on the exercise and we were the main culprits or converting many of these small, say, pan shops and or simple shops into MBOs? That was the first experience, because you land up there. वो कुछ बेचे ना बेचे, हमारा कार्ड बेच रहा था और वो टाइम बॉम्ब हमने खोल के सारे डाले हुए थे उसके नीचे, if you remember very correctly. Something like that in Africa too.
अफ्रीका में तो इसकी जरूरत ही नहीं है. They come and give you SIM cards without anything. So while I'll give you experience on this also, telecom. The moment I landed at the airport, I was looking for a local SIM to avoid data charges and international calling charges. So without giving a single document, only you need to pay some chats, which is Nigerian chats is the currency. You pay that and then you get SIM card, which is activated and loaded with value also. Okay. So this is what happens is it depends upon the life cycle of a country. So like European countries and American countries are those countries which are very progressive or emerging markets. Yeah. India emerging, and they are Africa countries, and Africa are just emerging. So
they will emerge rather.
Yeah. So it depends on each and every product strategy, distribution strategy, anything depends upon how the socio-economic life of a country is improving. So if it's very progressive, it becomes like India, more progressive like Dubai and maybe European countries. So this is how it works. So but Nigeria being
please continue.
So Nigeria used to be more or less a low, like in India, there were 10% people who are having 90% of the wealth. In Nigeria, it's 2% people having 90% of the wealth, 2 to 3%. Okay. So the poverty level for rest of the people was very low. So this is how African countries are. Few people very wealthy, very, very wealthy, like the Ambanis of India, and many people below poverty line.
Okay. So this was a very good insight as far as the consumer psychology is concerned. So can we just discuss the same thing? Because you see the Middle East, because our experience has been there. Middle East has fantastic ports, Jebel Ali and all that areas like that, especially in Dubai. And even in Oman, even right up to Iran, Bandar Abbas and all that. Now, if you compare it to, say, Nigeria, or compared to Central Africa, which is relatively under pressure, even Kenya and all that, because Kenya people commute more because of the wildlife and all that. So how do logistics matter? Because जैसे you said कि 2% are very rich. वो तो air freight भी चलेगा, सब चलेगा उनको, पर जो नीचे वाले हैं बेचारे 90%. So how does the logistics work? I'm not talking about telecom. Let us talk about these consumer durables. कि वही चीज, वही appliances, वही AC, वही fridge. How did you manage in India, and how are the logistics differ in Middle East, and how do that logistics differ in Africa?
Okay. So I'll tell you a basic distribution panel, the supply chain, how does it happen? My company head office was in Hong Kong. So my parent company was Hong Kong, and most of the factories which we owned or we were partner with were in China. Mostly in China. China from Hong Kong is 2 hours journey by road. So most of the manufacturing used to happen in China.
Okay.
What we used to do, the Dubai office used to do, we used to source clients globally from Dubai.
Okay.
I'll give you a more brief. 20 years prior, Hong Kong used to be the world trade, center. Most of the trading used to happen from Hong Kong. Not also 20, 30, 40 years back. 20 years back, Dubai
20 because I was there in 2000 to 2003, I remember.
Okay. So after Hong Kong, Dubai took over as the world's largest trading, city. So now Africa, largest consumer market. So they used to buy from Dubai. So most of the buyers from Africa used to travel down to Dubai and buy it. There are a lot of places where you find a lot of Africans there.
Clearly remember that, yes.
So now what happened is, while I was traveling to Nigeria, I had few clients with me and few I need to make distribution. So there were clients like Zynox. Zynox is one company which is going to list in London Stock Exchange in 2025. So they're preparing for it.
Okay.
And very wealthy guys. So they became my partners for this consumer durables. So it was used to be 20 lakh or 30 lakh dollars of business happening in one go.
Okay.
And what we used to do, they used to place order with a advance of some 30-40% margin. And we used to transfer directly from Hong Kong via sea to Lagos. Lagos is also a port city.
Okay. Yeah, I'm aware of that.
So all used to go through waterway, because the sending, like I'll give you an example. We all are based in India. Iron press costs around 400, 500, 800 rupees.
Yes.
We used to manufacture for $3, maybe 200 rupees, and supply them. And that iron used to be sold at 800, 900, Indian INR.
Yeah.
So that was the way things happened. So selling at $2, $3 product. Electric fan we used to manufacture at $4, 300 rupees, and we used to sell. So similarly, if you find LEDs, right now they are costing not even $1.70, but we are selling in India also selling at 150, 200 rupees a good LED.
That brings us to a very interesting question that I remember very well. It happens. US market में देखा हुआ मैंने, जो एक 27 रुपए की एक एवेंचुरिन की लाइन होती है. Aventurine is a semi-precious stone. उसकी लाइन होती है. To sell it there, they sell it for minimum $8. अब मैं तब की बता रहा हूँ जब 40 रुपए का 30-35 रुपए का डॉलर हुआ करता. Now look at the amount of money they are waiting. 27 रुपया and $8. So correct. So the interesting question is, what I actually gather from what you are telling me about Africa. So does it mean that whether I am sitting in Madrid or I'm sitting in Zurich or I'm sitting in say Los Angeles or I'm sitting in Lagos or I'm sitting in Addis Ababa, retail सब जगह ऐसे ही है? What do you say?
More or less retail happens the same. What happens is, it depends, like I earlier said, the progress of a country. It only matters. Like today we have large exclusive stores in India also.
Yes.
There is a Louis Vuitton store which is just opened in Delhi.
Yes.
But Louis Vuitton would be around 10 years old or maybe more old in Dubai.
Obviously.
But would not open in Nigeria as of now.
Same. Exactly. That's just stages of development.
Correct. So everything depends upon the stages of development. 1, 2, the buying capacity of the consumer.
Okay.
So that's how the distribution happens in African countries.
So Sumit, guys like you and me into distribution, deep into distribution. ये एकदम से oil and gas में, what was the experience and how are you actually managing the show? That would be very interesting for us and our students to understand. It's a new concept. Yeah.
I'll tell you all first what I do. What does the company do? Okay. Then I'll tell you how do I move. See, the company basically what it does is we buy fuel. Fuel means diesel. Currently we are into diesel, and now coming up with in CNG in another 3-4 months, and then with electric, charging of electric vehicles. So what we do is we buy fuel from a depot, Indian Oil or HPCL or BPCL, and then carry it in our trucks, which are called smart refuelers. We fill it with a different capacity trucks are there, depending upon the consumption pattern in that country, in that city actually. So we use these fuelers and deliver fuel at the doorstep. Like suppose your institute Symbiosis requires maybe 100 liters of fuel for a month because of electric supply. Maybe another industry, maybe a Asian paint industry or factory in Ujjain would require 10 KL of fuel. So we supply them to Bowsers. So it's from the manufacturer. We are basically a delivery company. We don't change the constituents of the fuel. We neither add, we neither delete, or we neither take out. We just pick it up and ensure. Now, why people like us are surviving? One, in India, around 3 to 4% of the fuel wherever you buy is adulterated.
Yes.
मैंने 100 लीटर आपने खरीदा तो 3% उसके अंदर या तो मिलावट होगी,
Yes.
या मेजरमेंट गलत होंगे. अगर आप में से कोई जना पेट्रोल पंप जाएगा, उसको बोलेगा 1 लीटर की बोतल भर दो, तो he will not fill up the bottle. He will tell it, take it in your vehicle.
Sumit, I'm interrupting you. One of my student is actually running a petrol pump of Indian Oil. तो ये सब काम करता होगा. Anyway.
No, that doesn't say that he would be doing it.
He's laughing. Maybe he is not doing it because he.
Evaporation loss is allowed in petrol. 25%.
25% कहता है evaporation loss allowed है.
हाँ, तो you know what happens? That's the reason license for petrol is not given. License for diesel is given, because petrol we are not no one in India except the fuel stations are allowed to sell. And I never say that it's the fuel station or the depot or people like us who cheat. Yes, this is a country where different set of people are there with different ambitions in life. So they have their own model of working. So it won't be a student in Symbiosis or maybe people like me or any other petrol pumps who are cheap. But yes, this happens. So we don't tell that we will minimize it. We will make it to zero. हम लोग proper testing करते हैं. A lot of things happen. There is a big process which we follow, and this is that we ensure the customer has an efficiency improvement of 3 to 4%. And अगर 1 लाख का तेल ले रहा है उसको 3,000-4,000 की बचत हो जाती है. That's the benefit which he wants.
Okay. So you are giving it for industrial clients only? It's only B2B thing, or you give it to the end consumers like say?
I'll tell you. What we do is we give it to both B2B customer also and B2C customers also.
Okay.
So like customers like Jindal, Ultratech, Paras Dairy, Ananda Dairy, roadways like Rajasthan Roadways, Saras Dairy, they are our clients like this who take from us. There are people also who have large marriage halls or large bungalows who use 500 liters, 400 liters, or maybe 1,000 liters a month. So we give them also. Yes, whom we give is all the people who have generators at the place, consuming more than 50 liters. अगर एक महीने में 50 लीटर से ज्यादा लेते हो, in one shot you take 50 liters, you are my client. Then it's how I deliver. That's my
okay. That is the benchmark, 50 liters and above. Okay, and the entire movement of the fleet and all that. So is it comes under your prerogative, or it's a different department for that?
Yeah, movement of fleets come into operations.
Okay.
So we are guys of business development. We are guys who take care of complete customer success, from onboarding a customer to ensuring that he stays in a system for a longer time and give us revenue. So we are customer onboarding acquisition people, we are business development people, we are so. And operation is the backend team for us who ensures that whatever customer we acquired, the fuel is delivered at the particular time, which has been discussed with the customer.
Okay, another related question which comes, and I think it would be operators to my students, because many of my students are entrepreneurs, both within the national boundaries and international boundaries. So next step, as you said, it is electric EV. Now EV what? Charging stations or battery swapping? What are you looking for?
So see, what is happening, I'll generally, when we discuss in office, I have a different perspective.
Okay.
Electric, everyone in the world is talking electric. But people like me are talking about, there is a different CNG coming, which is called a bio CNG.
Yes, biodiesel, bio CNG. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So bio CNG is very economical, easily manufacturable. Now EV में क्या होता है? You need to have a ecosystem. Suppose I'm traveling from Delhi to Jaipur, and if my electric car, the battery, suppose only 150 kilometers of traveling, I need to charge it in between somewhere. So yes, over a period of 3 to 4 or 5 years, this will develop, the ecosystem will develop. What happens in biodiesel CNG? One, very easy to make, cost is less. It can work with fuel, with petrol together, like the CNGs. So that gives a more ecosystem. So I think as of now, and less dangerous also. If you use a proper kit, company manufactured card with original fitted CNG kits, it's very less, vulnerable to incidents and accidents.
Yeah, much less inflammable than petrol. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Second,
it takes care of wastage also, a lot of organic wastage.
yeah,
That is actually
yeah,
utilized
yeah,
in making bio-CNG. Okay.
correct.
Okay.
One
So
more point I'll tell you.
so you do
Yeah,
not buy the EV story.
we do buy. See, it's how the customer tells us. It's not we who say what we have to do.
Correct.
It's what the customer tells us what we have to say. See, we are also developing. Right, I earlier said we are developing. So people in India, अगर आप दिल्ली आओगे, तो दिल्ली में CNG की पेट्रोल पंप पे 15 मिनट की वेटिंग लिस्ट है. For 15 minutes, you have to stand in the EV line. There are around 80 vehicles standing in the fuel station. But the adjoining fuel station of petrol, diesel, or anything else is vacant. One.
Yes.
Yes. The second, the biggest challenge is happening. The CNG work very closely with petrol or diesel also. Okay. A single car can have petrol and CNG put together. But EV is either you take a hybrid car, petrol plus EV, which is very expensive, or you take EV. EVs are also very expensive. The least economical EV is around 12 lakhs. Tata Tigor and some. So affordability becomes a challenge. So the moment the price comes from 12 lakhs to 7 lakhs or 6 lakhs, then EV will explode dramatically.
On the move, charging time be minimum 1-2 घंटे जब तक रहेगा. That will be always a constraint because petrol and diesel you 15-20 minutes you get fill and you are on the road. But यहाँ पे आप 2 घंटे charge कर रहे हो, वो एक और problem. Okay, one last question, Sumit, regarding the overall this distribution thing. I think our generation has seen it all. When we started, they were just these normal telephones, department of telephones. Then we entered into mobile. But abhi, we have seen distribution as such internationally changing, especially during the pandemic times. Then we are watching that the supply chains are getting realigned because of the China factor and all those things. How do you see this overall business of distribution and how do you see the retail actually getting affected by it?
See, the model would mold a bit. I'll give you a classic example of one of my customers. Okay. Big Basket. He's a e-commerce retailer.
Yes.
Big Basket procures from different brands, store in their warehouses and deliver. So this is the model which they are following. Now what they've done up gradually, and this is an ideal case for everyone to learn what they've done. Now they opened up small stores across Delhi NCR. And they would be gradually coming up to Indore, Bhopal, and many other cities. But what they've done now in Delhi NCR and Bangalore, they've opened a lot of small stores by the name BB Now. Okay. So these are 80 or 90 square feet of space with fast moving goods kept with them, and they deliver it in a time frame of 25 to 30 minutes to the customer, or maybe lesser than that also. So models are changing.
Yes. Absolutely correct. Because A1 MBK stores chalu ho gaya, because I saw A1 or MB store somewhere there. They used to be totally network oriented. Next we will see Modi Care store, probably.
Wow, perfect. So this is one. Second is your online model as a distribution, personal retailing. Third is exclusive models which are used for very high-end products. Maybe the Swarovski of the world, the Mercedes of the world, the Audis of the world, which are very exclusive. And third is a traditional model, which we call the mass intensive retail.
Yes.
You have MBO, you have lot of outlets selling, mass products. Yes. So these are the different models of, selling retail. So this is retail. And now one concept I needed to touch was I thought of while I'm discussing this topic. See, wherever you do, however you do the distribution, there are various levels and, layers of distribution. Well, layers can be manufacturer, from manufacturer to a wholesaler or a distributor, from a wholesaler distributor to an agent to a retailer, and then to the customer. So retail basically is, providing product from a manufacturer like a Colgate paste or a close-up till in the hands of us, or of a manufacturing of Pepsi in one of the bottling plants till the time we drink it. So this is how things are changing.
Okay, yeah, industry ka baat to bahut ho gaya. Now let us something directly consenting to the students. Long journey you have had and very successful, and I wish you all the success in future too. What were the learnings and what were the skills you picked up, Sumit, during this entire journey of yours? And is there anything you would like to advise as a student or even us that the set of skills or certain skills which should be incorporated at this particular level so that when they actually reach the market, because the third sem they already placements have already started, and first term they will take some time. So they are ready, and those skills actually can take them far, and they don't spend that much time and resources in learning or acquiring those skills. I mean, if it is set, it's okay, or one or two, it's okay. Yeah.
So see, I'll tell you the fundamentals of sales remains the same across everywhere.
Okay.
Distribution, retailing remains the same. What I tell, there are many interns who come to our place in our company. There are a lot of summer trainings which we take sometimes, and we are following it up also. Try to teach the team to take some projects, small projects also over a period of time. Maybe sometime with newspaper media company, maybe sometimes with companies like us, or maybe companies like Hindustan Lever, or maybe various companies. And any employee, any team members or the student can follow it rigorously. One, you can have an opportunity to work there later. Two, you learn. That experience which I have learned over a period of 21 years can be learned over a period of much shorter time. If you do a lot of projects, get involved with a lot of companies, and people like us, while we are interacting with your students, this is how we can impart also. What are our learnings?
Yeah.
See, what you learn in
please continue. Sorry.
So what we learn in Kotler and what is in the market, there are two different, perspectives.
Now you listen. मेरी बात नहीं मानते हो, उसकी सुमित सर की बात सुनो.
तो हम जो Kotler में पढ़ते हैं, P's of marketing, C's of this, that's very important. But what is more important is how you translate it or get it executed in the market. जो आप सीखते हो किताबों में, उसको मार्केट में execute करो, और जितना fast we execute, the success rate is faster. Your results would be faster. Be passionate about what you do. अगर छोटा सा, if there is some small village nearby and you get a project there, do that. Because small testing ground, you can very well understand where you are taking a miss or a hit and then improvise on. This is what I say.
Okay. And please be ready that I'll be sending a few interns to you. This time we missed, क्योंकि वो आप busy हो गए, मैं कहीं और busy हो गया, तो
I'm sure that was my miss. I was just saying that this question will come up sometime. So it was my miss, but yes, we are in the plan of hiring many interns, and we can do a lot of small projects. So we are starting Indore also soon. Okay. So I was so people can do the team.
So any plans and anybody from your setup coming to Indore, we would be very glad to welcome them here. Anybody, आप आओ कोई भी.
So see, I keep travel sometimes to Indore. My daughter is.
मुझे पता है पड़ोस में हमारे
I just wanted to mention that. So the next time I'll come, I'll definitely visit the institute and have a face-to-face interaction with your students.
Great. It will be a great opportunity, and
yeah.
Thanks a lot. अपना busy time में से आपने time निकाला है. Actually, I was trying to get hold of Sumit for last 2-3 months. अभी जाके time मुझे मिला. Okay, any questions you want to ask, Sumit? Be open. You can come here and ask. बोलो. या वहाँ से बोल दो, मैं पूछ लेता हूँ. Anybody? Open house.
Biodiesel क्यों नहीं transport करते हैं?
Okay, the question is why you are not actually transporting biodiesel if it is so economical and so good.
See, there is a difference between bio CNG and biodiesel. Diesel doesn't work efficiently during winters. So if a customer moves into biodiesel during the winters, he will have a lot of challenges. That's the reason we don't sell.
But bio CNG works. Bio CNG works.
Bio CNG works because it doesn't freeze.
Yeah, it's in gaseous
form. Biodiesel, yes. Biodiesel freezes during, in north, so November, December, January, February, biodiesel cannot work. Truck jam हो जाते हैं.
Environmental smog और 10% nitrogen oxide ज़्यादा होता है biodiesel. So that is that thing.
I think the discussion is not even on biodiesel. The discussion was on bio CNG. Okay. That's what he is saying. That bio CNG does not have problem because it's gaseous form. So it can be used. It's much non-polluting compared to diesel. CNG is always non-polluting. So that is why they focus on bio CNG. They will be focusing in future. Although the company also has a plans for EV2. Biodiesel से इनका कोई लेना नहीं. That's why they don't do it because of this freezing problem and all these problems. Yeah, am I right, Sumit? That's what you wanted to say.
You are right.
Any other questions? Any questions pertaining to distribution, retail, logistics? Yes, Mr. Tiwari. Youngsters, young greenhorns. Right?
Sir, how the indenting procedure takes place in fuel buddy? Like in other petrol plants, we have a certain software and a way to reach out to the logistics.
This gentleman is Jairaj Suri. Good afternoon. He is one of my good students as well. He operates his family is pretty well established in Indore. They also are into oil distribution and all that. So he has a question for you.
Sir, how the indenting procedure in fuel buddy takes place? Like what software or how they collaborate with depots? Because there are different depots of HP, Indian Oil, everything.
So what I understand, how does the operation happen? How does the software mechanism?
How the order is placed? How the order is placed and how procurement is done from
Okay, I'll tell you. See, we are a tech-based company with cloud services. So we have our own app, in-house developed app. You can download it on your phones also by the name Fuel Buddy. You will see that app. It configures your pricing, your address, everything it will capture. And from there, you put an order. That order goes through cloud mechanism to our central servers based out of Delhi and Bangalore. And then it gets diverted to the concerned truck, the browser. Suppose in Indore, or maybe it's in Gwalior. Just like Gwalior customer ne order dala, it will go to a server. From the server, it will be diverted to the pin code of Gwalior or the pin code of Indore. And there, whatever local mechanism we have, the browser, we will supply through that browser. Like example, I'll give you. We are not there in Bhopal. So if a customer in Bhopal orders, though he downloads the app, any orders, he will not get fuel. But the moment a person in maybe in Indore, particularly we have opened some pin codes in Indore also, because we are serving Big Basket, Access Bees, and e-com in Indore. So we have opened pin codes for them. So from that place, if any customer orders more than 50 liters, we get them delivered through our browser.
Okay. Any other questions?
So what is the strategy for customer retention?
Another question he has is
I have a question.
Next question you post will count into consultancy and has to be paid consultancy.
Sir, I had a question. Like petrol pump owners have a segment that they can also open their own delivery truck, or they can also deliver. So do they need to comply by Fuel Buddy, or they can work independently?
See, Fuel Buddy has a license of a fuelant. What does a fuelant do? It's like petrol pump has a license to supply, to fill fuel in their own premise. They cannot go outside and deliver fuel legally. Fuel Buddy has a license to deliver fuel everywhere except passenger cars. We cannot deliver fuel in passenger cars. Okay. On the roadside also. On the road, अगर मेरी गाड़ी खड़ी हो जाएगी या ट्रक खड़ा हो जाएगा तो तेल नहीं डाल सकता उसमें. But in your campus we can deliver fuel.
Hello.
This is how we do. I think Mr. Kapil was saying something.
Kapil sir, you want to ask something?
Hello.
Kapil ji, you want to ask something?
Sir, Sumit sir, namaste.
नमस्कार जी.
सर, एज मैंने बहुत ज्यादा तो सुना, फिर भी तो अल्टीमेटली आपकी जो कंपनी है, you will purchase this fuel from petrol companies like Indian Oil or maybe some other companies. तो आप फिर दो स्टेप पे डिलीवर करते हो.
जी जी.
तो is there any special rate which is given by company to you?
No, what we can do, Kapil ji, we don't get special rates. We have some set margin in the different financial structure, and we can discuss it offline. We can discuss it some other time also.
Ultimately, companies have their X rate. Okay. अगर आप उनके डिपो से ले रहे हो तो या तो जो भी है डिपो का एक रेट होगा, जो पेट्रोल पंप वालों को भी, जो पंप्स वाले होते हैं उन्हीं को भी वही रेट देते होंगे.
Correct.
And you will have to manage the logistics. So will you be able to manage that logistics plus your margin in that transportation?
Yeah. So what we do is we are supplying close to 80 lakh liters a month of fuel.
80 lakh liters in a month. Okay, great.
And companies like Ultratech, JSPL, I've named the company, so we supply them. Yes. कोई भी, we are not an NGO. तो कुछ ना कुछ तो margin हमारा भी होगा. So this is how we earn and sustain ourselves.
यस ओके। तो ऐसे इस मॉडल में कितना % मार्जिन होता है सर, क्या होगा इस बिजनेस में आपके यहाँ पे जैसे?
I think he like to take it offline and क्योंकि कंपनी वाली बात हो गई कपिल। आप तो धंधे की बात पूछ लिया आपने।
नहीं, धंधे की बात नहीं, अल्टीमेटली बिकॉज क्योंकि एक रेट पे वो ले रहे हैं, अल्टीमेटली आपको लॉजिस्टिक्स मैनेज करना है और उसके बाद में आप भी, आपका एक प्राइस होगा, उस प्राइस पे कंज्यूमर लेने को भी तैयार होना चाहिए।
I'll tell you basically the simple answer to this question is we supply at the market retail price. What is the market RSP? We supply at that price and take some delivery charges based upon the customer needs and the distance from our filling station.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Nice
Mr.
talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sumit, one of my other favorite student, Apurva Sharma, wants to ask a question.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, because your business majorly depends on the supply chain or the logistic part of it, what is the strategy for customer retention?
See, for customer, in our industry, I'll tell you first about our industry and then other industries. The basic fulfillment process is very important. The operations need to play a very critical role. See, we have 3 USPs which we target to the customer. One, convenience. कि अगर आपने जिस टाइम पे बोला उस टाइम पे तेल आपको मिल रहा है, because you must not get delayed. It's not a manual process, it's complete automatic technology driven process. Second, we ensure 100% quality. Why? If I will give you 100% quality, your efficiency will rise, your quality, your cost will reduce. And third, we offer you 100% right quantity, because quality and quantity are two things which are managed very well by people. क्योंकि by our naked eyes we cannot measure कि इसमें कितना naphtha मिला हुआ है, कितना industrial oil मिला हुआ है, कितना vapors मिले हुए हैं. It's what we do, and when we do all this, the efficiency of the final customer increases from 3 to 4%. So if the customer saves money, he will be with me. If he doesn't save money, he will leave me and go to he can buy it from anywhere. So that's how we do it.
Okay. Any other questions, please? Pakka? Okay. So I think that exhausts our student faculty. If anybody has any question, please. Anyway, I think that so Sumit, well, it's a formality कहने की जरूरत नहीं है, but still a big huge thanks from getting. I know you are in a period of transition and you are very busy, I know that, but thanks a lot. 2 महीने बाद at least तुमने time निकाला मेरे लिए, and I'm very grateful.
Thank you very much.
Personally, and Symbiosis University is very appreciates you coming here and enlightening our young minds, and we look forward to a physical meeting as and when you are around in Indore, and so that our students are enriched and we are able to felicitate you properly. Thanks a lot from my School of Retail of Commerce, from all my faculties from the university, and on my personal note,
very much, Siddharth.
Very nice to see you after a long time.
Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you, Symbiosis.
ऐसे ही मिलते रहना.
जी बिल्कुल.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.